Alright, Andre, so here's my Sprint 4. Centipede is still kind of not where it needs to be. This is my old Centipede code that I'm still working on the new one. But right now I have spawns for each of the enemies that are on key press events right now. Each does what they're supposed to do. My spider's movement's kind of a little janky because of the clamp, but it always moves in either up or down vertical, and depending on which side of the screen it goes on, it only goes the opposite way from where it spawned. Flea has a chance to drop mushrooms as long as there's no mushroom present on the field. And the scorpion poisons mushrooms at that location. I also implemented spiders point variable spider point. So right here, I had 600 points, just to show that it's based on distance. If I get closer, it'll be 900 points, and then further away, it's also 300 points. So this is my spider movement. Right now, it's a switch statement. I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way, but it just seemed easier to get random movement. So I basically have the 4 movements, either up or down, and then diagonal up or diagonal down, and that's based off of random that gets called for the function. And it fills a queue. Right now my queue size, I have its magic number is 64. I left it magic because I'm not sure if I like it at 64 just now, but I mean that's an easy fix for me to change when I get there. The updates for all of the enemies basically look the same, with the exception of the spider, because the spider doesn't have a look ahead. I have to also have an if statement to check its boundaries, which I haven't figured out how to get away from that. So the scorpion has the same fill queue method for changing its direction, and a look ahead, so we can check to see if mushrooms are in its line of path, so that it will poison the mushrooms, which is this method down here. I'll show you the mushroom field methods when I'm done with the scorpion and the flea. But they also, all 3 critters also call the wave manager to tell the wave manager when they are dead, so a new one can be spawned if it's at the current, if it's allowed to be spawned per the wave that we're on. For the flea, same thing for the update. It has a move queue, and a look ahead, and a fill queue if the move queue is not full. Move queue for the flea and scorpion are pretty trivial. It's only going, well, for the flea, it's only going down. For the scorpion, it's only going left or right. For the call for the flea to drop mushrooms, the position I'm sending is basically the cell behind the flea, so that when the flea drops a mushroom, it actually looks like it's coming out from behind it and not like in front or on top of it. I thought that made a little bit more sense. Here are the calls for poison mushroom and drop the mushroom. Poison, obviously, for the scorpion. If a mushroom is present at that grid location, then the grid tells the mushroom itself to poison him. And for the flea to drop the mushroom, if there is no mushroom and drop chance, which is basically a 50-50 chance to drop a flea, or to drop a mushroom, so it's not dropping in every single open cell, it'll spawn a mushroom with the same spawning mechanism as the field itself uses. And I forgot that my mushroom actually had the poison mushroom, which basically just tells this mushroom to increase its poison health to be 4, and it sets a boolean to be true, and that's for the centipede. This boolean's for the centipede to drop when it touches it, which obviously in this version I haven't shown you because this is my old centipede code. And what poison health does is basically allows me to update the frame for the mushroom, so that when it's damaged or at full health, it'll show you the difference in graphic by adding the poison or not.